Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel on our playthrough of Gallop Racer 2006. I feel very confident this is the only playthrough of Gallop Racer 2006 going on right now. We are back in the barn, and we are trying to breed a new horse to race with. Let's look at some of our choices here. Late developing, if it didn't have that, I'd be very happy about that. I think we're going to try to start breeding specialist horses to attack some of the different specialist horse titles and see what we can get. I was originally trying to breed like a sprinting horse here. Didn't really totally work out, so that's fine. Because by racing the current horse that we're about to breed, we ended up unlocking more special sprint races. So now I think after this episode, we'll be able to start breeding a sprinting horse and try to attack some of those races. All right, well that looked okay. I don't know, I'm just not seeing a lot of combinations of traits I really like here. Sorry this is delayed. I've been in training class all week, and then the other thing is I messed up my rotator cuff somehow, so that's delightful. Dealing with that. Alright, so look at that. We bred a female filly, and it's got a bunch of 5 stars, and appears not to have any minuses. A little bit of inbreeding. Shady Sun and Smoky Sphere. 5 stars for vigor, calm, and power. And 4 for smart. And so we are going to mess around and not really choose the right name here. We're going to go with Eclipsify as the name. Shady Sun, Smoky Sphere. It's kind of the same thing, really. So I was like, a shady sun is an eclipse, so why don't we go with that? Let's go look at the horse card here. An A in the barn, the interval isn't great. We've got 2 explosive traits in the rear running leg. Good enough. Let's see what happens when we take this horse out into the title collection. Yep, we're holding off on getting into the field of legends for a little bit longer. I don't feel we have enough good horses to really do that. Scrolling down, only 4,400 to race. It says filly normal. So I'm anticipating a middle distance turf runner for this horse based on that results. And it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Alright. We will start by racing in the Dublin Filly Stakes. 7 furlongs on the turf, restricted to female horses. And I think this is an advantage female horses have in Gallop Racer, is that they have filly-only races. No such thing for the colts. The fillies can race with the colts cannot race with the fillies. So if you breed a filly and she's not a star or superstar level coming out of the gate, you can race in some female-only races, which is denoted by the F after the year of 2 or 3 or whatever. And use that competition, which is going to be, I hate to say it's going to be not as strong as the open races where boys and girls can race together. Odd how that works. All right. It is a straight-ish track. I like the European tracks because a lot of them are just straight lines for these short races. And then it makes it easier for you because you don't have to worry about turns or positioning or anything like that. You just run the straight line. All right, almost a perfect start, which we really don't want with this horse. is it's running in the rear leg here as its preferred spot. So we're going to start dropping back on purpose, because the more in the correct position you run, the better your chances are of unlocking the revolutions. We're not anywhere near the correct spot, so we get a red X instead. Now you can allegedly still get the revolutions if you get 3 red X's, but I've never done that because I don't try to race that way. I try to race by the leg of the horse. Alright, a second red X. I have no idea when to whip for the third red X, so we're just going to whip here at 2.1, which is not great. But we go to the front, and it does not look like anyone is going to challenge us. The 7 is creeping up a little bit. I'm not even having to use the reins. We're going to cruise to victory in this race. Alright, there we go. First win. It's a grade 1 for Eclipsify. And we set a course record because no one had ever run this race before. Alright, no money, unfortunately. I want to say that's a trend in this playthrough. A lot of no money. By the way, today's episode will run just over 1 minute, or 1 hour, 7 minutes. So there you go. Alright, we've got the bottom distance of 8 furlongs for the horse, so we can drop down a little bit, but we probably won't be able to go very long. Alright, here's another filly only called the London Filly Stakes, and there was another filly only race there. We only raced one of them, so we'll race this one because it's in the green. Is this, I don't know, Canterbury? I don't know the name of the track in London. Never bet it, so I don't know the name. Alright, speaking of betting, we're going to get our bet in here. And we are the favorite. And another straight track here. At least for this part of the race. The rest of it looks like a really weird triangle.
The horses are on the track.
Possibility of rough, maybe. We get a perfect start. Didn't really want that. Because that's going to hinder our chances of running from the rear of the pack, which may trigger one of our explosive skills. Alright, now we're at the back. And now we might need to speed up a little bit. But as you can see, no one is moving around and there's no squishing into the rail like happens at the American race courses in North America. So we're good. A little bit faster than I wanted. We're not going to get the revolutions here today. So basically at this point, it's just when do I increase my speed and when do I go to the whip. Without even running very hard, we're ahead of the last 2 horses, so that must mean they are not very fast. We're going to hit the whip right here at 2.4. Off we go, straight to the front. Almost. Edge past the 1 and edge past the 9. And I think we can let off on the reins because it's another victory here for Eclipsify.
We have a winner!
Alright, 2 grade 1 wins under our belt. And another course record. Alright. No money. Moving on to race number 3. As you can see, we are out of energy. Stamina 69. Everything else so far is in the 80s, maybe 179 there. Horse is definitely out of energy here. So let's get into at least the fast green or the blue. We can do the Philly Cup here in North America. We'll do that. And that again is a female only race. So I feel pretty confident we're going to do okay. Allegedly, according to the horse racing subreddit, allegedly there's rumors that there might be a couple of AAA horse racing titles in development. I'm sorry, I don't consider Farlap to be a AAA title. I don't have a high opinion of Farlap whatsoever. Allegedly. I have no idea what it's going to look like or any other information other than someone on Reddit said there's rumors that they might be in development. So who knows what they're going to look like? Who knows who's making them? That to me is a big thing. If Tecmo Koei is one of the companies and they're making it for the North American market, it'll probably be pretty good. If Tecmo Koei isn't one of the companies making it, the only other company I would really feel confident making it and having it be good is EA Sports. And don't get me wrong, EA Sports, I'm a longtime EA Sports player.
The horses are on the
EA
track.
Sports College Football was rushed out of the gate. It was not very good.
And away they
But
go.
people bought it, including me, because we hadn't had one since 2014. But that being said, when you compare it to the legacy product, which is so much better, I'm just hoping that whoever is developing these games, if they are, that they don't take shortcuts and rush them to market. All right, back in the North American track where we have turns, so we've got to maneuver to the outside here to get free. We're also going a little fast, but we do have the first leg of the bred revolution. There, we've got to speed up just a little bit,
Okay,
I
this is
think,
where
to
the race
get
is
a
won.
red X in the middle instead of a blue one. But that being said, we're running in the proper leg, so we do end up with a blue one. And that's unfortunate. So, and then we ended up with a blue end of it. So, I guess if we hadn't had a hot start, we could have gotten the blue revolutions, and you guys would have been amazed. I'm gonna have to go back and see when I whipped to trigger that. But we are cruising to victory here in, what is this, Philly Cup? Good times.
We have a winner.
Our third grade 1 win. All right. Easy victory. Again, no money, unfortunately. And the racing interval hurts this horse a little bit, I think. But that is what it is. All right, we're already up to star status. You can see everything is now yellow in terms of our skills. Stamina went up from the blue to yellow. Nothing in the red yet, but I think speed is on our way. We're going to take a look at some of these races. I just don't think I'm going to have the distance for that, for the Prince Cup there. Definitely not going to have the distance for the GP Hunter. Don't have the stamina for the Triple Crown and Tierra. And don't have the distance for the Grand Slam. So at that point, let's look at the special step and see what races we have here. The Queen of North America requires 5 wins. Louisville Oaks, Griffin Stakes, Virgo Stakes. I think we'll try for that one. And if we get a number of 8 furlong wins, special G1 turf, we can unlock some of these other horse titles. All right, so that's my plan, is the Queen of NA for this horse. All right, we still can run, and it doesn't appear that there's a lot of good races left out here. So why don't we try to race the boys with our star level filly in the Young Crown Cup? This one might be a little tougher. All right. I think we're still the favorite. We'll get our exact in at 22.3 to 1. Odds are coming back to earth a little bit, but I think we're going to be just fine. Is this in Miami? It is in Miami. Look at that. So probably Gulfstream Park on the outer turf. And I don't even know if that's what Gulfstream Park's track looks like. You know what? While you're watching this race stuff, let me go see. I don't know what made that noise.
And away they go. That was a great start.
Let's go see if we can find a photograph. Boy, it doesn't look like that in real life. It looks just like an oval and that's it. So maybe it did at one point, or maybe there was another track in Miami, which is entirely possible. But yeah, I guess Miami is not Gulfstream Park. The track does not look at all the same. There's no outer turf course. It's just the inner circle part. All right, speaking of turf, we seem to have the rail. Let's see if we can squeeze by this one horse right here. I think we have enough room, but I'm not going to swear to it, so I'm hoping he moves out. He does move out. We have the rail. We're going to get to the whip here. I miss the revolutions. I have to do some maneuvering here. And stupidly went in instead of out. Can we use the whip and the reins to make our way to victory? Yes, we can in the Young Crown Cup. Not great on the finish there. I was hoping I would only have to move over once, and I guess I just moved into the way of the other horse, which is kind of
reached the horse title race.
All right, G1 Hunter is up to bat and on deck for our horse. Bad on corners. Yes, I would totally agree. No money again. Unfortunately, this horse didn't make a lot of money. Did not get a lot of exactas with this horse. All right, again, we're super tired out. The fierce rating of this horse is 96, but the feel is only 39. I have to tell you, it seems a bit more controllable than other horses I've had with a way better feel statistic. All right, so that's what we're going to try to unlock the Queen of NA and any other stuff that we can get along the way. So let's see. We might race in that Dublin 1000G. Because we'll need a race very badly. I don't see the races I'm hoping to see here. Where's this first race? Oh, there it is, Louisville Oaks. Yeah, I guess we're not gonna do that. I didn't even think about that. All right, well, I don't want to race in a non-grade 1 race because we will lose the G1 Hunter if we do that. So while I could race in the Tampa or the Apricot or whatever, I do not want to do that. So I need to find a grade 1 race that I can race in, that I can win, that's on the turf. And I guess it is going to be the Cherry Cup, and you can see not ideal. The horse is in yellow. That means we've waited too long to race, but I don't have any other options. I don't think. Can I squeeze one in here? Nope. I need a dirt horse. I'm gonna have to breed a short track dirt filly, I guess. I may have to go back to Native Love to do that. All right, well, eventually I'm going to select a race here. I believe I'm going to race in the Azalea Cup. I'm going to settle for that. Oh, maybe I'll race this, the Australia Stakes. All right, we'll do that. 6 furlongs on the turf in Sydney. All right, we shouldn't win anything here. Nope. Nope, because we're not racing in those kind of races. They have a red line around the G1, and we don't have that. We did win the 2-year-old filly, 1000G as a prize. That may be the only time we win anything with this horse, which is really disappointing. because you'll see we have a perfectly respectable career with this horse. All right, we are not the favorite here in the Australia Stakes. 6 furlongs on the turf, sunny, fast, and firm. Let's get our bet in, not just to win. What are we doing? Am I betting on myself just to win? No. Let's bet the exacta. We're gonna go, I think it's 1.5 exacta. 1.9 exacta. 1.9 exacta. You can see we have the lowest, one of the lowest weights in the race. So that's good for us. And we are the third favorites. All right, I think this track is like a square, if I'm remembering correctly. Like we're going to be doing 3 sides of a square. Yeah, I don't really like that. Come on, Australia. What kind of track is that?
The horses are on the track.
All right. We had a perfectly normal start,
And
which
away
is
they
what I
go.
want. We are on the rail, which is what I want. We are going to let everyone pass me so I can end up last, which is what I want. And then we're going to stop speeding, but remain in the green so I can get some red revolutions. All right, we end up with a blue one. Now I want to slow down to get the rest of them in the blue. And I want to say I whip at 2.3. The second one is blue. Are we going to whip at 2.3? Oh, I stupidly waited. What am I doing? Wow, I think I fucked that all up. I don't know what was going on. I am not going to
Show your
win.
guts.
And look at this guy coming over to cut me off. What a
Finish.
dickhead.
My
All right, we're going to
goodness,
rerun
they
that.
lost their
I just totally screwed that up. I should have whipped at 2.3 in order to unlock the blue revolutions. It's the only other time or distance I've been able to unlock it at. So we deservedly get a bad grade for the stretch, and we are going to redo this race. I think this may be the only race we redo. Maybe one other one. All right, maybe like 2 other ones. Now that I'm thinking about it, I want to qualify my answer. Probably a lot more than just 1. How about that? All right. There's the field again, blah, blah, blah.
The horses are on the track. And away they go.
All right. And we are in the rear. We are in the green. I don't know why it appears they have like a pass-through underneath the track. That seems odd. We're not going to get the revolutions. So at this point, there's no reason for me to not try to stay in the green here. I don't really care about the Mobius thing at this point.
To go.
We
Show
whipped
your
maybe a
guts.
little too late. Had to move in a little bit to get around that horse. I think we can catch the 3 just using the reins. Oh, the 5 is coming right at the finish. Did we pull that off? A little bit of whip.
We have
Yes,
a
we
winner.
did.
Yes.
As they say in Lord of the Rings, when there's a whip, there's a way. Animated version. They had a really cool song, too. All right. We got the G1 Hunter, much more productive race for us. And that is our first horse title. Still in the superstar, or still in the star status, 8 to 13 furlongs. Our speed ticked up to 91. I'm imagining in the next couple races we'll get to the superstar level. Let's go look at the special step again. All right. We may do that. Queen of Europe. Paris 1000G Leon Oaks and the Paris Oaks. That may be our best bet for a horse title at this point, because the other one requires dirt, and we don't have any dirt skill. So let's find a turf race. All right, Britain 1000 Gs, 3 female. That's one of the races, I believe. Or we could race the Cherry Cup and then do the Britain 1000G. All right, maybe we'll do that. Are we going to do that? Or are we just going to think about it? I'm reluctant to do a lot of racing at close interval with this horse because the stamina interval is not great. It's only a filled triangle, which is just average. But I guess I am going to do this, and then we'll do the Britain 1000G. And then we'll do, what is it, the Paris 1000G, I think is a race we need. I think maybe you choose between the Britain and the Paris. So yeah, I'm going to eliminate the Cherry Cup and do this Dublin 1000G. What am I doing here? Let's go look at the horse title again. Good grief. All right, so Britain or Dublin 1000G, Britain or Dublin Oaks. So I'm pretty sure we don't need that race. That's on the 5th week of April. This on the 3rd week of May. And the Leon Oaks, we need that too. All right, so I think we're gonna do the Dublin Derby and then the Dublin Oaks. I need to start writing this shit down. And then there isn't really anything here. I'm not seeing... Those are all dirt races. Yep, and we're not going to be racing on the dirt because this is not a dirt horse. All right, so... we're going to do the Dublin 1000G. So that'll be both of them. So even if we lose one, we'll have the other. Then we should do the Paris or Dublin Oaks. I have to check. I'm such an idiot. All right, Britain or Dublin Oaks, and then the Paris Oaks. For some reason, I was thinking I needed the Lyon. All right, don't be an idiot. Good grief. All right, 12 furlongs for the British Oaks. I don't need that. I should have raced anyway. But instead I'm going to race this London Crown Stakes. Dublin Derby, Dublin Oaks. I'll do the Dublin Oaks. And I'm giving myself a good interval here of about 4 weeks or 3 weeks, 4 weeks in between these races. And then I need the Paris Oaks. And that should give our horse plenty of time to recover. So that is our racing schedule for this summer. Britain and Dublin 1000G, London Crown Stakes, Dublin Oaks, and the Paris Oaks, which is open to fillies 3-year-old or older. So we're going to be facing older horses there. Not necessarily always an easier win. All right, in race 1, the Britain 1000G, we are the favorite. Let's get our bet in. The person above me just woke up. I can hear him marching around on the floor. All right, here we are in Cambridge. Oh my, I guess I need a spot of tea before I do this race. It is another straight track.
The horses are on the track.
8 furlongs, sunny. The good surface rate is G and G. Good to go, I guess.
And away they
All
go.
right, we're off. Not a perfect start, but just fine with me. Gonna start slowing down here. And see if we can get to the back, because we still haven't triggered a special ability yet. Which isn't necessarily great. Alright, we are not going to be last, or even second to last, and we're going as slow as we can. I just don't want to lose contact with the rest of the pack here, so... Although this horse is supposed to run in the rear leg, this is a fast race, and we need to stay up a little bit more, I think. Alright, the Mobius strip is coming together. We are not going to get it no matter what. Let's get to the whip at 2.4.
2 furlongs to go.
Right to the front. The 1 was starting to come with us. The 4 dropped off like a rock. And we're going to cruise to victory here in Cambridge. All right, race number 1 under our belt.
We have a winner.
And another track record. All right, not a great race, of course. No money. Becoming pretty common for me to say that. All right, we're now at superstar level, 93 speed, 97 fierce. We are optimized for a good turf surface and a clockwise track. 8 to 13 furlongs, rear leg. Probably a normal growth pattern based on what I'm seeing here. Feel and stamina are our weak points. I think that was stamina. I'm not totally sure now. All right, here in the Dublin 1000G, we're going to get our bet in. Sunny, fast and firm, 8 furlongs on the turf in Dublin. I'm guessing it is that same course we ran before. Oh, it might be the big sweeping turn now that I think about it. All right. All right, it's still relatively straight. Although keep in mind at some point we're going to have to brace that sweeping turn, which is going to be not great. All right, I think I was falling asleep here when I was recording this.
The horses are on the track. And away they go.
And we're off, and we're going to fall to the back. And we are truly last, and that's fine. We're going to try to see if we can trigger a special ability today. We're not going very fast. The pack isn't especially spread out, except for the one. Number 5 up the front here. We're overheating a little bit, but we did get the first part of the revolutions. We got to speed up a little bit and get back into the green so we can get the red X in the middle. And we are in the green.
Okay, this is where the race is won.
Starting to advance, which isn't totally ideal. All right, there's the red X. So we're going to whip at 2.4. And the braking glass indicates we have unlocked the revolution straight to the front. And the field falls off into the rear as we enter hyperspace.
Fantastic!
All right, folks, just like the Millennium Falcon, except we run on hay and oats. Cruising to victory in the second of our 5
Incredible!
races. In
No
the summer
one
race
can match you.
Eclipse of 5. That should be a course record, of course. And it is by 17 lengths over the second place horse. Again, no money. We're used to that by now. All right. Sorry, it was braking. That was the other blue skill, not stamina. All right, here in the London Crown Stakes, we are the favorite. 8 furlongs on the turf in London, fast and firm track surface. Let's get our bet in. 7-6 exacta. I'm not holding my breath. All right, another straight run, and I'm totally okay with that. And I apparently already have raced here because I hold the course record.
The horses
All right,
are on the track.
Here we go. Another not perfect start.
And away they go. Oh, it's a late stop.
And we're gonna try to slow down. All right, we slowed down. We're heading to the back of the pack. And we're just going to try to keep it right here and see if we can get the revolutions again. All right, we got a blue start, so now I've got to slow down. I'm overheating. Got to slow down, get back into the blue. And hopefully we can use that to get the rest of it to come up, but I'm not holding my breath because we're not in last place. And so
Okay, this is where the race is won.
The leg. Keep having to remind myself. Blue Revolution, you whip at 2.3. And there we go. We got a red middle and a red end. So we're screwed. No revolutions.
Furlongs to go.
Can we
Show
make
your
our way
guts.
to the front? Yikes. This doesn't look like it's going to be easy.
An amazing burst of speed.
Judicious use of the reins and the whip. We made our way to the front after all, and we come away with the victory.
We have a winner.
All right, we've reached the horse title for the mile championship. That's 5 8 furlong wins on the special turf races, I think. Another course record, beating our own course record, or maybe a race record or whatever. And we have no energy whatsoever, but our speed is up to 94. We still haven't unlocked tenacity all the way, and we still haven't unlocked any special abilities, but we already have races, so we're counting on the horse to recover a little bit for the Dublin Oaks, which we really need to win. We are the favorite. I just hope the horse can recover in time. It is 12 furlongs. Cloudy, fast and firm on the turf. So almost to our racing limit. And there are going to be turns, no matter what, because it's a 12 furlong race. They don't have 12 furlong straight tracks. At least not to my knowledge, they don't. So now we're going to get the sweeping turn. At least the straightaways. I mean, at least we're not turning when we finish. So.
The horses are on.
All right. Oh, God, I didn't need that start.
Go! That was a great start.
So, perfect start, but I didn't really want one. And this race is going to involve turning, so everybody is squinching in here. I'm just going to try to remain clear of all that nonsense. We're going to move to the outside. And I'm overheating, which isn't great. And now the problem will be these horses will start to push back out towards the finish. Again, one horse, number 3, with a huge lead. And we're kind of in the front, so it's not saying that this is a fast race. Oh, now it is. Yeah, I think we're going pretty fast. We are not straining very much, but this is a fast pace. Relatively speaking. How about that? Alright. So, I feel good about where we're at. I feel good about our energy. We're not going to get the revolutions, so I'm not counting on that to do anything for me. I wouldn't count on that anyway, no matter what. The other horses are starting to speed back up. So in a minute here, I think we're going to have to think about going to the whip. I'm trying to get out to the open part of the track. We're going to go to the whip, and there it is. Last to first unlocks. So it is not as good as the Revolution, but it is pretty similar. It's just like a non-caffeinated version. We're going to move our way to the front, and we are in front. And there we go for the win. All right, another horse title race is about to be unlocked. The Queen of Europe. Not what I set out to get in the beginning, but it's what we were able to get here. Another track record, 7 furlong win for Eclipsify. And we finally unlocked last to first. Holy no energy, Batman. All right, power is up to 90. And as you can see, 8 to 13 furlongs, a normal growth interval. A rather precipitous drop off. So I don't know how much longer we're going to be racing this horse. Probably through the 4th year, but that's it. Not a lot. There's not going to be a lot of races in this horse's career because of the drop off and because of the racing interval is so short, or so like we have to rest a lot in between the races. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, Paris Oaks. We need this for our horse title. Hopefully my horse is rejuvenated. Yeah, that's a really weird outside turf course. They like their turns over in Europe, I think. I'm not gonna lie. They like these big sweeping turns. Alright, that's a good start for us. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm gonna try to secure the rail right in the beginning. Make the one horse go around us. And I'm trying to pace myself here. This is a longer race. And we are just cruising along on the rail. Everybody else is running out in the middle. You can do that. And I am going to be fine right here where I'm at. All right. Do we get the revolutions? No, we got a blue X instead. That's not great. I don't know what I could have done differently to get a better result on that. But, so yeah, I'm not counting on all 3 blue X's to show up. So we're just going to have to win this on our charm and good looks. I'm going to start speeding up a little bit, but I didn't want to go into the overheating mode. Oh God. Alright, the feel is starting to raise its ugly head here. I want to speed up a little bit, but we keep going into overheating, and so that is not going to cut it here. Alright, we're definitely not getting anything out of the revolutions. The other horses are speeding up to pass us, so now we're counting on last to first at this point as our only weapon. We'll go to the whip, there it goes. And there we go, right to the front. And we take over the lead by a scooch over the 11.
Wow, terrific
And
speed.
he is fading back as we cruise to victory. And another horse title. Beautiful.
We have a winner. Yes, horse title earned.
All right, Queen of Europe unlocked. And another course record. And we finally won a bet. Finally. That may have recouped the cost of breeding the horse. All right, out of energy, we are a superstar level. Are there any races left this year that we want to race in that we'll have the energy for? Can't race in the World Cup. We could do Long Beach Derby. We could do the China Sprint. Or we could run the Empress Stakes there in San Francisco. But I think we're going to choose the Mile Championship Cup, and I'm going to try to get another 8 furlong win here. And we're the favorite. And there's the bet. All right. It looks a little similar to some of those European courses. Maybe here's where I fell asleep. I'm just like, don't I go through these a lot faster?
The horses
All right.
are on the track.
Another 14 horse field, unfortunately.
And away they go.
All right, let's fall to the back here, or try to. And we're going to move over towards the rail, but there's rough here. Oh, I forgot there's rough. So we got to wait and then move over, get out of it. Yuck. All right, so maybe I'm going to have to race around the outside. I didn't really want to do that, but I think that might be our only
Okay,
option.
this is where the race is won.
And everybody's moving out. Yeah, I decided, you know what? I'm just going to move to the inside. Go to the whip. We're going to cut this corner.
Show your guts.
And we end up in the front.
An amazing burst of
No
speed.
one. The 3 is going to try, but no one is going to challenge us as we get this one.
We have a winner.
All right, another win for Eclipsify. All right, here in the barn, let's take a look at our horse card. The Fierce went down to 95. The Tenacity is up to 91. The Speed is still 94. I don't think we got too much higher than 94. Maybe 95 in the middle of the summer, but can we get one more race here before the end of the year? Winter GP, maybe? Or we could do the China Sprint. I guess I'll try that. I don't remember racing at Hong Kong recently, so this will be interesting. We are the favorite. Sunny, the track rating, I guess, is good. 5 furlongs on the turf. I think it's a straight line. It's been so long, I don't remember what this track looks like. I don't even know if this track is still open either, you know? All right, it is a straight line. Well, that's cool. What was that number 2 horse doing?
The
All right.
horses are on the track.
Got the right start here.
And away they go.
All right, we're going to need last to first, I think, on this one. Good grief. Yep, we're not going to get it, I don't think. All right, there's the whip. No last to first.
Show your guts.
Yeah, I don't know. Heavy on the reins. We're going to have to go to the whip again. Oh, I think we pulled it out. There we go, folks. 5 furlong sprint win in Hong Kong.
We have a winner.
$58.5. I'll take it. I will take it. All right. We've got 4 skills in the red now, including courage, just up to 90. I don't think we're going to race any other race this year. I think that might be our next race is Australia. Or we could race in Dubai at the Heaven Stakes. Why don't we do that? 8.8 furlongs on the turf. All right, the Gallup World Series, we shouldn't be rated in any of this stuff here because we didn't race in any of those races. Again, it has a red line behind the G1, so we didn't win anything. We run every grade 1 race we ran this year and we didn't win anything. Does that make sense to you? We won every race we raced in. All grade 1s, nothing. Give me a break. All right, here in Dubai under the lights for the Heaven Stakes. Let's get our bet in. All right, we're going around the triangle. And there's a quick look at the field. Didn't appear to be any long shots.
It's a beautiful night for racing. And they're off.
I think I'm going to try to get over to the rail. See what that can do for me. We will have to have the one move over out of our way at some point. Overheating a little bit. We got to slow down. The revolutions aren't going to come through for us. The one moved over a little bit. It's actually worse now than it was before. Before I could have gone on either side of him. Now, maybe to the right side there's an avenue there, but got to pay attention to that. If you're a horse that runs in the rear, you've got to have your escape path or your path to the wire.
They're in the home stretch.
We would run. All right, he moved over. There's last to first. We
Show your guts.
squeeze by. What was it, the 4? I didn't think we were going to be able to squeeze by the 4.
Wow, terrific
Cruising to
speed.
victory here, totally unchallenged in Dubai.
Excellent! We have a winner!
All right, we reached
You reached
another
the
horse
horse
title,
title
the
race.
all-rounder. That means we're going to have to win on dirt. Not going to hold my breath when it comes to that one. All right, course record was set. And, of course, we didn't win any money. All right, let's take a look at the horse card. Speed is back to 91. So we don't have a lot of races left on this horse, in my opinion, that we could win credibly at grade 1. We got this all-rounder, which requires a dirt win. And we got the mile champ, which requires one more win at 8 furlongs in the special G1. So we're going to go for both of those. But here's a look at all these track records that we set. We need an 8 furlong special. All right, we can do the Rigel Stakes, I guess. Yep, let's do that. In Long Beach, maybe Del Mar. And we're racing the boys. We are top tier, the top betting option. It's sunny, fast, and firm. 8 furlongs on the turf. Let's get our bet in. See if we can go get this horse title. All right, we got about 10 minutes left in the video, just FYI. Kind of an unusual start and stop arrangement, but I'm not going to complain. 8 furlongs around the course, we're doing 1 rotation. That's it.
The horses are on the track.
And away they go!
All right, I think I am going to try to move over for the rail here. So if this just keeps going the way it is, my avenue is going to be, I'm going to come up behind the one and then move to the right to get around them. So that's what I'm talking about. We're talking about like trying to map out your path to the wire. All right, we're not going to get the revolutions. Last to first is still a possibility, but the revolutions are not. We're going to speed up a little bit.
Okay, this is
I
where
want
the
to
race
stay
is
as
won.
close to the pack as I can. Anticipating they're going to speed up at some point, and then we won't have any options. But I mean, the race is all ready to the finish. We're going to go to the whip. Around that last corner, we surge into the lead. The 9 is trying to come with us. He is fading. And we are going to cruise to victory here in the Rigel Stakes.
Excellent!
And get that horse title.
We have a winner! Yes! Horse title earned.
All right, the mile champ. The champ is here. And another course record. And of course, no money. Nope. All right, we have now unlocked the special grade 1 short distance races. So that's good. That'll be a way for whatever horse we race next to get some more horse titles. Speed is still at 90, so I think we got maybe one more grade 1 race we can race in. I don't really want to race the dirt race just yet. So there's one of those special races, that Super Mile Cup. Some sprints. Queen Mile Stakes. We can do that one. Although it's not only for the ladies. I don't know. Are we really going to race? We're just going to race in the dirt race and see if we can do it. All right, this is for the all-rounder horse title. And we are absolutely not the favorites, and the track is fast and firm, so I don't think we have any chance of winning. And here's my one criticism of this game, is that you can't scratch yourself out of a race if you don't like the way it, the weather or whatever. Like if this was raining and muddy, I probably would have stayed in and been happy to. But I would scratch out of this race if I had the option, and they don't give you that option, and I think any next-gen horse race has to give you the option to scratch your horse, which means basically you say, I'm not going to run in this race. So we're locked in here for the Cesar Cup, the track record held by a horse you've watched run, the Attack Taco, which was a dirt specialist, and we are not a dirt specialist. So I'm expecting this to go terribly badly, and you should too. But I had to try to get the horse title. And I wanted to do it while we still had speed left. But unfortunately, I think this horse's skill on dirt is so poor that, barring an unforeseen circumstance, we never would have won this race. And last to first probably won't do us a whole lot of good here. We did get 1/3 of the red revolutions. I'm trying to get to the green so I can get the last two parts of it. And right now I was foolish enough to think I still have a chance. We're in the green. The revolution is still out there for us if I don't keep speeding. And the horse just won't slow down. And the pack is pulling away at the same time. The horse is overheating, the pack is pulling away. We don't get the revolutions. We now have to go out to the outside. It's just all bad. We'll run into the back of that horse.
2 furlongs to go.
This is just terrible.
Show your guts.
We get last to first somehow and go absolutely nowhere. This horse just does not have the ability on dirt.
Finish!
So I think we finished 6th.
My goodness.
And so I stupidly say to myself, I got last to first. We got blocked. We could run a better race. Let's replay this. And you will see that I was insane when I made this decision. Clinically insane. All right, so here's the replay of the Caesar Cup.
It's a beautiful night for racing.
And we got a perfectly terrible start, which I'm totally okay with.
They're off. Oh, it's a late start.
And we're in the back, which I'm totally okay with. And I'm going to try to move over to the rail again. But this time, the entire field is leaving me far behind. And what you're going to see here is me trying to catch the rest of the field while still remaining in last place and failing miserably. My horse either doesn't want to run at all, or it's overheating in the red or yellow anytime I try to speed up. So there's literally no way I can win this race at this point. This far from the rest of the field, there's no way I can win the race. We did get the red part of the revolutions there. It's entirely possible we could get the whole revolution and still not come anywhere close. Look how far ahead the rest of the field is. This is normally what I do to the field when I get the revolutions and I win a race. We are doing the opposite of that. We're so far behind, there's no delineation between the front horse and the first horse that's in front of us. I went to the whip, We did not get the revolutions. We peeled back a couple of horses. There's just no way that I'm going to get anywhere close to any of these horses, so I just stopped trying. There's no need to abuse my horse for, what, 11th place? It's not worth it.
Finish!
Utterly disgusting,
My
terrible
goodness,
race.
They've lost their chance at the title.
We finished dead last. And that made me decide to retire the horse. Yep, it's all bad. All right. So aside from that one blemish, I think we had a really good career with Eclipsify. So we were going to retire. We earned 2 stars, 15 races, 14 wins, all at grade 1. We won 3 horse titles, and our winning streak was 14 in a row. Let's go to the theme park. We're going to save our game, and then we are going to take a look at Eclipsify in the stall and see how good or bad she is. We should add 2 stars to our total of 17 for a new total of 19. And maybe after I breed a handful of other horses, you can think about the Field of Legend. But I've yet to breed a truly superstar horse, and I've got to, at a minimum, breed a horse that can run on dirt and turf to start getting towards that. All right, here in the Gallop Stallion, we're just going to go to the filly barn and take a look, or the mare barn, and take a look at Eclipsify. Way down there, only 2,200 to breed. That's kind of shocking for a horse that was almost undefeated. But you're seeing a specialization in turf and clockwise only, and a bad racing interval. So that is the breeding card of Eclipsify. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll be back with more Gallop Racer 2006.